Is it working?
Hi, everybody.
Hello. What's up, everybody? The camera is pointed at you, so don't do anything crazy.
All right.
You got some sun there going. It
Yeah,
looks
it's bright
nice.
here.
All right. How we doing, everybody? Mama. Terrible flights home.
Oh, geez.
We'll share with everybody. So I've got a little mic on here. It's kind of on the side, so it should work on both sides. The camera's facing. Sound is good. Awesome. Hello, everybody. Hello, hello. This was quite the afternoon. So we had quite the trip home from Hawaii yesterday. We literally just rolled in, and 20 minutes ago. We didn't have time. We were going to swing into the warehouse. We didn't have time. Chris, what's up? Chris, we booked flights and all that stuff.
Yep, 2 weeks.
2 weeks. So we missed our connection flight this morning after the long flight direct from Honolulu to Atlanta. We missed that because Delta decided to make it early. And then, so we missed that. So we sat around in Atlanta for 4 hours and then came home, and then the bags took forever. There was traffic from car accidents, and oh my God. So this was quite the
comedy of errors.
yeah. Literally everything we tried to do, we were met with resistance in every way.
But we made it.
But we made it.
And we're here.
And we really wanted to do the live from my house today because I'm going to show you guys a little construction job we've got going on here. And the weather is literally perfect.
Yep.
So we've got the captain here. We've got Mary already chilling in the swim spa. Hey, Donna, what's going on?
And we're talking today about how this weekend is Memorial Day and it's the official start, unofficial start of summer.
Yep.
With summer parties and everybody hanging out and jumping in and out of the swim spa or your hot tub. And what do you need to do to take care of it? What do you need to prepare for that? And any other questions that you guys have while we're here today.
Yep. And then also we are going to change, not today on the live, it's time for me to do my water. So it's been 1 year. It's the first fill. We made it a year because I forgot to do it before winter. And then, so it's time now. So actually I'm going to pan to it. You can see it. Just opened it up, got home, opened it up, and it's clean and clear. But I see on the bottom, right over there, I don't know if the camera could even pick it up, I see the tiniest little bit of cloud, the tiniest little bit. And I know we could probably bring it back, but we're not going to. It's time to change it, so we're going to. And then, of course, there's that guy. What are you doing? What are they driving over here?
I don't know.
So, should I show them the little job we're doing? All right. So we'll walk this way. Captain, good boy. So, this is what we did because a backyard is never done, right? So this shed used to be there. That fence was never. So now we extended our gravel. That's the ramp for the shed. This is all literally being done as we speak. So we took out all these trees, all these bushes, and cleared the lot. Graded. You can see that's the topsoil going in. The machine. I use the same guys for every job we do, and they are just awesome. So now it's all clean. So then I almost fell. I think we're gonna do like one of those round, and this is big from that corner of that deck to that fence. The camera doesn't really do it justice. You're not supposed to be walking on that, young man. He doesn't listen. So then you've got, from there to there is probably almost 35 feet. So I'd like to do one of those circle, paver jobs with a fire pit in the middle. And then we moved our shed. We used a crane to move that shed. And now, when this is all done, this will be epic. Clean slate to start doing the fun stuff. And you can see over here, I'll walk. Robbie's going to yell at you. It goes all the way around the corner. Really awesome job with the fence. Hey, get out of there. Captain, he's going to know it was you. Our footprints don't look the same, buddy. All right, so then all this will be done. Seems like we're never done, though. Okay. Mare, how you doing in there?
Good.
You actually look like you're relaxing for the first time today.
I know.
You feel pretty good?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Glad to hear it. All right. What do you want to start with?
So maybe one thing that we can talk about is if you are going to have any parties and there's going to be a lot of people in the swim spa, what's the best way? And this is kind of my own question for you to answer. What's the best way to treat the water after that? Because you're going to have a lot of bodies and sweat potentially and all of that. So, what do you recommend? Either a hot tub or a swim spa, the best way to take care of it after you have a really great party and everyone's hanging out and enjoying one another this summer.
I'm sure the microphone is picking up his breathing. Look at this doofus. Doofus. Okay, so yeah, you know what, that just a little bit of cloud. I wonder if the camera can even pick that up. Just a little bit of cloud around those returns on the bottom. So it's time to do that water. Okay, so you want to start with this guy?
Or just, well, first, what to do after everybody leaves, like how to treat the water.
Okay, so we won't mention the vacuum yet. So we'll get there. So on the waterfront, guys, I'm going to swing this around. There's two ways to look at this. Someone said Don said your tan looks great.
Oh, thanks.
I'm whiter than ever and wearing a hat now because I have to officially be out of the sun forever now. So now, if your water is almost due for a change and your last hurrah is the Memorial Day party, I would just dump it. Okay? So, like, this water is literally a year old, and I know we can go further with it. I'm not going to even try. It's time to dump it. I'm going to do it beforehand, so we'll probably hit this tomorrow, maybe Monday at the absolute latest, but that'll be after, and of course we're not having a party anyway. So, all you want to do is basically, you want to keep track. If you have people going in and out of there all day, you want to take the I almost said temperature. You want to take the reading with the stick a few times a day and just treat it a little bit along the way with some non-chlorine shock, and then keep people out of there. Refresh the water. If you need to add a little chlorine, you can. Monitor your pH up and down. If you're going to have a bunch of bodies in there, you definitely want to monitor it, and I would use the test strips for that purpose. Or, if you want to wing it, some people are doing, the once a week chlorine and the non-chlorine shock every time they use it, or opposite, which is the way I do it. Or you could just hit it with chlorine, a few ounces of chlorine at the end of the day. Maybe a midday hit it once, and at the end of the day hit it again. And if the water doesn't look good the next morning, dump it. It's not a big deal. Everyone freaks out about it. Don't freak out about it. Changing the water is a piece of cake. The first time, maybe the first 2 times, you're nervous because you're afraid to make a mistake. You're not going to make a mistake. Things are tough. Don't worry about a thing, And then having nice fresh water, nice clean slate, nice way to start. It's absolutely awesome. All right. So that's my advice. If you want to do it properly, like, what it reminds me of, Mare? When we were at the Olympic swim trials.
Oh, yeah.
So we went a few years ago to the Olympic swim trials, and we had three signatures. Yeah. We had 3 Michael Phelps signatures there, and all day long, it was like every hour Kirk was testing the water, and then they would make adjustments, and Nathan and they were checking the water all the time, and the water was always perfect. So and then maybe for a little while they would put a little chemical in it and switch it out. All right. So let's see. Would you leave the water in a Legend 7 for a year? Or does the smaller body of water require more frequent change? Mark. Great question. It really depends on bather load and how good you are with your water. Some people can easily get a year out of their water, and some people struggle with it, and they're just, maybe not using quite enough sanitizer, or they're just struggling with it. Life has a way of getting away from us and getting busy. Like, I can't seem to finish one single project around the house because we're always gone or doing something. So, if you can get the year, get the year. If there's nothing wrong with the water, don't change it. When the water starts getting old, in the test strips, you keep an eye on things, but that's it. I mean, I would have no problem going a year in a hot tub with the water. But if you're having parties in there all the time, you're not going to make it. So that's the whole thing. Whereas a swim spa, you probably would. All right, so much more water. All right, any other questions we got on there? Yeah, feel free to hit those right while you guys are thinking about them. All right. Jimmy, tell your filthy little friends to take a shower before coming over too. Yeah, the big thing, guys. I don't really sweat too much over people getting in and out, and everybody's different. You know what? You've got people who are, just super strict with it. If someone comes over, you take a shower before you get in my hot tub or swim spa. I never did that. It wasn't my thing. I'm also not afraid to just dump the water the next day and replace it. So, you can do it any way you want to. The thing that I would be cautious is sunscreen. Sunscreen is
Yeah.
going to have to be dealt with because the oils plug up the filters, and that's a pain in the butt. It can be dealt with. It's not a deal breaker, but I would try to avoid that at almost all costs if you can. You know, so that's it. All
And
right,
with kids,
I'm gonna let me turn this around.
yeah, with kids, we've seen just to avoid the sunscreen as much as possible when they're in the swim spa. They have those, the swim shirts that
Yep.
are long sleeve that are UV protected.
Yeah, I have to go.
'Cause
I have to get one.
Yeah, obviously you don't want to go unprotected, but if you don't want to also, load up on sunscreen and then be jumping in and out of the swim spa. So that's one way to help with that. When we did that site at that home in Indiana, the
Yep.
mom was saying that that's what she used with her kids with the long sleeve tops.
Right, right. And
And
with
they were
those,
fine with it.
and with those, you just want to be cautious and not put them in the washer every time.
And
Because
she also
used
recommended that
right.
Lysol it doesn't have detergent in it, but
Yep.
it's a cleanser.
Yep.
That Lysol
Yeah, that was a great.
makes.
She
Yeah.
was dialed in.
Yeah. Yeah.
For having all those
Yeah.
those parties and that many kids in there. She was really dialed in. That was impressive.
So then, speaking of kids, and kids are gonna jump in and out, and they're gonna get dirt, and they're gonna get grass on their feet, and it's inevitable. You could do your best to put a bucket in front if they're doing that to wash off their feet before they get in, but it's almost impossible to not get
Yep.
sand or grass on the bottom of the swim spa. So, and we did have a couple questions about the best type of vacuum to
Yep,
get.
they're already popping on here.
Yep.
Can you show the vacuum?
Yeah,
And what-
it's
what
not
kind of sump pump?
It's not like a pool vacuum that's hooked
Yeah,
up
it's
to
really
the
easy.
filter or anything like that. Ben has one that's rechargeable. There's also some that are just manual that are kind of like
Yep.
syringes that you can like suck up anything that's on the ground. But
It's an
this one
Intex.
works really well.
So this one, like Mary said, is totally rechargeable. So you just turn it on and stick it in the water. You barely even hear it, and it works real nice. I think I paid $60 for it. It was cheap. And then the other thing that we use a lot. So right now, of course, you can't really tell because this used to be all trees, and there's still trees there, but they're closer, and all the trees that were on the property line are all gone. So those little stringers, I'm going to show you. These little guys are falling now, but there's not nearly as many as normal. So those are going to get in the water and literally fall in the water while you're in there. And I'm so, certain things don't bother me, but those falling in the water while I'm in there actually annoys me to death. So we keep this handy and we'll scoop it out. Although I will say, having that many trees taken out was a game changer because I don't think even one has fallen in here while we've had it open for the last 20 or 30 minutes. Okay, so can you show your vacuum? Yes, it's an Intex. Got it on Amazon. Yeah, can you? That's how tired I couldn't think of Amazon. Helicopters, school buses, dumpster trucks. We got everything going on here. And then next question is from Sarah. What kind of sump pump would you recommend for draining the tub? Sarah, it really doesn't matter. So I'm not even going to use a sump pump at the house. I'm actually going to take a little length of hose and do a siphon and just turn the tub off and let it siphon for a day until it's done. We have a pump at the warehouse. I just didn't know it broke.
Oh yeah.
That's old. So I had a little standard, I think it was a third of a horsepower Home Depot pump, and we used that in the gym.
Oh wow.
That is probably 12, 13 years old that pump lasted me. And it just, where the hose attached, the little plastic broke. Wasn't terribly high quality, but it worked fine. Totally fine. I will say, if you're getting a new pump and you get one, they have the little wire attached with a float. The floating device is nice because when it's in there, and when it gets low, it'll shut itself off, and then you don't have to monitor it. So the next pump I get, which I haven't even thought about till right now, maybe I will go get one.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put it on the live. I like the idea of the float, because the whole reason I didn't use the pump was because you had to stand there with it so it finished up so you don't burn out your pump. But with the float on there, it's fine. So you can just let it run, it'll shut itself off. There'll still be a couple inches of water in there, but so what? That's not a big deal. How does that sound?
Cool.
That would solve that problem completely. Then you can just, because at the warehouse we'll start the drain, and we can't go. We would leave overnight, and you can't leave it draining overnight. But with that, you could.
Yeah.
So you could just set it and forget it. So I saw someone post that they had done that, and I thought it was a great idea. It just never occurred to me. So look at the dog ruining the new stuff. Get out of there. You are a handsome devil, though. All right. What other questions we got going? I'm gonna go to the shade mare. I'm coming around. All right. So let's see. Camera's pointed on you, Mare.
Okay. We did have a couple of questions I can grab that came in prior. Some of them I actually think we answered.
Dawn Miner said, "Is there a guide for beginners to read besides owner's manual? I'm feeling nervous for our trainer 15 to be craned in." So, Dawn, don't let yourself get that worked up over it. There's nothing in there that you can't learn. There's nothing in there that's terribly challenging. People sort of freak out about it, and I don't want you to freak out about it. You'll be fine. And if you're on the owners group, you have people in there who are really good at it and people who are really bad. But you don't really hear that much from the people who are really good. So don't think it's the majority of people who are having issues. It's the majority of people really who aren't. So you're safe in that, and don't worry about it too much. But all the videos we've done are probably the best thing to do, because we address all that stuff and how to do it and how we do it. This unit here, that's mine. And this is, I'm sitting here telling you, I believe that water is ready to change. So we're gonna get that handled. But this is like real life stuff. So don't be too worried about it. Let's see. Do the oil sponges help, Tracy? I don't use them, but I never really had any of that stuff go on in there. They do help though. So I know that Mike Leahy likes them, and if he likes them, you're good. Chris said he'll have the sunshades up. I can't wait to see those. And I don't think we've ever been able to do a live, Mare, where the shades.
Yeah, I know.
So it'll be awesome to have those, Chris. All right, I'm just scrolling through the questions here. What's the warranty on Master Spas? Oh, Master took care of that for us. Carol, does it have a long handle? Can you be in the tub while you vacuum? Yes, it does have a long handle. You don't have to be in the tub while you vacuum, but you certainly can be. Let's see. Kim used the hose method and put in 3 different hoses, and it drained in less than a day. That's awesome. All right. Okay, Josh asked. I'm going to spin this around on me, Mare.
Yep.
Josh asked.
I have these questions too.
Okay, you ready to go?
Well.
Hey, Cap. Come here.
Josh.
Josh asked, are there height limitations for certain swim spas? What swim spa accommodates someone who is 6'8"? So, Josh, depends what you're doing in there. If you're going to stretch out and swim, you definitely want the 18-footer for a crawl stroke when you're reaching up, because your arms, obviously your overall length is going to be so long. I would definitely go with an 18. That's the largest single body of water. Although Michael Phelps has swam in the Momentum, plenty of times. And that's a 19-foot overall and about a 15-foot, swim area. All right. The phone's like acting silly because of the sun.
Oh, the warm,
Yeah. Let me see if I can hop in the shade and see it a little better. Pointing back at you, Mare.
Okay. So I'll
Go ahead.
We did answer. Carol in Pennsylvania asked about the vacuum, and that Intex one is one that Ben uses and really likes it. He got it on Amazon, and that is also the best way. Ken in Michigan asked the best way to get sand out of the bottom of the spa, and a vacuum like that, or a manual syringe type vacuum that's like a spa vac, will also work just fine. The next question is it okay to leave your pool uncovered to help water temperature drop? And what about rainwater getting in your swim spa? Does it matter? That question is from Beth in Alabama.
You want me to take that one?
Yeah.
Okay. So, on the leaving, let me turn it around. So on the leaving the cover open, you don't want. I'm assuming you mean fully open in the sun like that. You don't want to do that because you can run into issues like that. It's pretty uncommon, but it has happened in some really extreme climates. We've had issues like that, and it's well documented not to do that. So definitely don't want to leave the covers open, and I wouldn't do that even here in Connecticut in the summertime. It's just you know, why bother? But at nighttime, what the trick that everybody does is they roll up a towel or a noodle and they just crack the cover open a little bit and place that under there so it's mostly closed, but that lets that heat bleed off at nighttime when it's not under the direct sun, and it does work real well for cooling that off. When we go to Kona, we put in 250?
Yeah.
250 pounds of ice every morning because there is, we can't leave the cover unsecured when we leave for the night because the people who live in that parking lot will get in and bathe in it. Did I say that
Yes.
nicely?
Yep.
Okay.
All right. And then the next question is from Melissa in North Carolina. What is the best way to frame a hole to sink a swim spa in without damaging the exterior or mechanicals over time? I've seen wood frame, all cement, and concrete block with crushed stone. Want to avoid rot and water damage. So, I think, and Ben can confirm, but the official recommendation is concrete.
Yeah.
You want to do a concrete vault, essentially, where it's just a pit made of, filled in with concrete. And then you want to have about 2 to 3 feet of access all the way around the swim spa. So you can't backfill against it. And that clearance around the swim spa allows a service person, to access all of the mechanicals, all of the sides of the swim spa for service. And then in that pit, you also need to install drainage because in case there's rain that gets in or flooding, you want to be able to drain the water that's coming from the outside. Not that we're concerned about the swim spa leaking all that much, but we're more concerned about rainwater getting in, and you want to put in drainage in the pit if you do that. So.
And you want a gravity fed drain.
Right.
I always tell people like this. If you have a vault and it's pouring rain and you're so concerned with it that you have to go outside and lift up that decking to see if the vault is filling with water, then it's probably not the thing to do. I don't want to ever feel like that. I've had basement water, like 2 feet of basement water in this house. It's a terrible feeling knowing something is yours is filling with water. We've had plenty of people from New Jersey with Sandy and all over the United States who have had, natural disasters. It's just a helpless, terrible feeling, and I don't ever want to feel that with the swim spa. So the drain in there needs to be really awesome. And whenever we explain people, how to do the drain properly, I sort of start it that way so that they have that thought of, I don't want to feel that way when I'm in the house and it's pouring rain. You should be sitting on the couch, wrapped up in a blanket watching a good movie when it's weather like that. So I would definitely do like a long. You ever see those drains they do in front of a garage door? I don't think it's called a curtain drain. That's something different. But a drain like that length drain, and do that on both sides, on each outside of the vault, so that it could drain, and then a natural gravity drain, maybe a dry pit with gravel that was piped to, something that would just be really, really awesome. And then you wouldn't worry about it so much. I have had people do those drains as well as a sump backup. These swim spas are expensive, and I would advise you to really, guard your precious property. So taking the time to do it really, really properly up front is definitely going to save you, headache on the backside. That being said, the only sunk swim spa that I can recall, it was a flash flood in Guam. That one was bad. Channel drain. Yes, thank you, Robert. Yes, channel drain. Long, skinny one. I always want to say curtain, but I know it's not right. Thank you. Okay, let's see what we got here. My new swim spa does not have any of the gray slip pads. soft tread, can I order them? Yes, absolutely. You can get that scheduled with your dealer, and they can, on your water change, they can get out there and install that for you. I will tell you that the most important part of putting those on, when it's not at the factory, is cleanliness. The surface prep is absolutely key, and if it's done properly, will be awesome. So, okay. Rachel, Mike Wright. We just left Mike Wright in Atlanta.
Yes.
Mike, the rest of the trip home was not a whole lot better. It was bumpy the whole way. All right, let's see, what do we got here? So yes, you can do the soft tread after. So my 7.2 is 2 years old now. I noticed that my pillows and knobs are starting to fade. Is that normal? Pretty normal. Some of it, this is Jimmy, some of it is going to be from, if you're not quite perfect with the chemicals, because they mostly sit in that gap between the water and the cover, and that's a pretty hefty area. It's almost as corrosive, I don't want to say as salt, but it's corrosive in that area, and it's from the chlorine not off-gassing, maybe quite enough. So you want to make sure you leave that cover open. That's what it's for, so it doesn't trap that chlorine smell in there, which is corrosive, and that's what causes a lot of that stuff. But it is pretty normal.
So Ben means to leave the cover open like for a little bit after you put the chlorine in.
Yes.
Not to leave your cover open all the time.
Right, to be clear, yes, thank you.
Yeah.
So I'm not talking about at nighttime. Afterwards, you off gas, you put the chlorine in, turn the pumps on, run it for 20 minutes, and then it's perfect. Let's see. I think that's all of them that I can see. It's tough to see. Right. What's best to wipe the shell down with for cleanup before refilling? I don't really do that, but back in the old days, we always used to use a vinegar and water mix and just a sponge. It was harmless, didn't hurt anything, didn't leave any residue to get mixed in with the water.
Windex makes a white vinegar
Yep,
cleaner.
Windex makes a vinegar-based cleaner that works pretty well. That's what I would use.
And that plus, you could use paper towel or a microfiber cloth works really well with that cleaner.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, I just washed the shells of the tubs that we got into the warehouse,
right.
and I used that Windex cleaner with just a microfiber cloth, and it worked really well.
Yep, very good.
So.
And is there any other questions that were emailed?
Those were all the questions that came in.
You want to see if you can scroll down and see that?
Yeah, my hands are wet, so. All right. I need to go in the shade here.
From the other end.
So, so this is a great time as summer is getting started to do those backyard projects, and there's Ben. We are looking forward to, in the next month, in June and July, we're going to be doing our 3 visits. Starting the next Facebook Live, we'll be going to Chris's house to see his Challenger 19. So we will be there on June 8th. We're really excited about that. And then we'll be planning the other 2 visits from there. So we'll get to see some really neat backyard projects.
I can't wait.
Yeah, now that summer is here and we don't have to worry so much about the weather. Someone, I don't know how to do that. Maybe Ben knows how. Carol, invite me to the owners group. I've had my new 15 deep. Carol, I think if you go to Master Spa's owners group and put join, someone will let you in. I'm not 100% sure about that, but I think that's how it works.
I'm not sure you can invite someone you're not friends with.
Right, yeah.
So if you look it up, there should be a join button right on there, for sure.
Okay, I think we got all of those.
I could have missed some from the whole time, too.
Okay.
Because it was hard to see. He's digging out there. Robbie's going to kill him.
Okay. Oh, Kayla also just put that link up to talk about in-ground installations. I need a top, this is Cindy, I need a top that's easy to remove and put on. I have the 15D. So, Cindy, this cover here that Ben has is a hydraulic lift, and it is very easy to open and close. Ben can demonstrate now, but it's it's hydraulic, and all you really do is just fold it in half and then push up, and it works really well. Yep, go ahead. He's going to show you how easy it is.
So on this one, there's a lock to unlock it, so you need 2 hands. We have had some people not see that lock and force it and break it, and then they claimed that it was just broken. And we've had some people who were honest, and they said they didn't see the lock till afterwards, and they broke it. So there's a lock on there. Unlock. That's it. Very nice and easy.
Yep.
Now it is easier on a platform that's raised.
Yeah.
Like this, of course. You know, you're lifting here rather than here. I'm short, so lifting up the cover on this with no cover lifter from the ground is it's heavy. So, everybody ready?
Yep. Super easy.
Pretty easy.
We have another question. The smaller knob, I'm assuming it's that air valve where I was sitting, is leaking. Can I fix that, or do I need to call my dealer? It just was installed.
I would call. Of course, call.
Yeah, I would call too. I also wonder sometimes if you mistakenly overfill the swim spa or your hot tub, the water can sometimes come out through your valves because it's just overfilled, and that could be. So maybe just see maybe in a couple of days if it's still doing that, but definitely call your dealer and they can come take a look if it's not, if it doesn't stop. Carol, the seat that has the out of water neck and shoulder jet seats is the one that's supposed to have magnets. There was a period of production during the COVID craziness that the magnets were unavailable. So there are many swim spas and hot tubs that were not able to be manufactured with the magnets. Again, I don't know which one you have or if it was yours, but you can always tell by using either a paper clip or like just something like another magnet and try sticking it to that seat to see.
I always love the Altoids tin.
The Altoids tin, yeah, works really well.
That's like our go-to to show them the Altoids.
Yeah, but if you do have it in your swim spa, it would be the out of water neck and shoulder jet seat, but it would be the back jets.
And I'm pretty sure there's one like right in the middle too. So, I actually don't know if this has them or not.
Yeah, I don't know either.
Yeah. I never checked.
Cindy, check with your dealer. They might be able to get the cover lifter for you. I don't know how much it is. You can probably get it on Amazon if you have somebody handy who can install it. It's called the CoverMate 3 MX. So CoverMate 3 MX cover lifter, hydraulic cover lifter.
And the difference, there's a CoverMate 3 and the MX is the metal version. I like the metal version.
Yeah.
Although these covers feel just like they did a year ago. A year in the field. It's a good test. They're no heavier than they were a year ago. And they're perfect. They close perfectly. Ron set ours up. I mean, when you close this cover first because that has the top flap.
Oh,
on the
yeah.
cover. They literally, you just close it and it's lined up perfectly. We don't have to adjust anything. It just chunk close and it's perfect. So it's just fantastic. Easy way to do it. I wish we had them at the warehouse.
Yes, Tracy.
It's awesome outside.
It is really nice out.
Awesome.
Tracy, give your dealer a call. They should come look at it because that's the right height for the water. So.
It's a brand new swim spot. Call your dealer.
Absolutely.
For
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
They want it right.
All right, so I think we got all of our questions. If you have any and you're watching later, then you feel free to ask and we will get back on. Carol, yes, Ben and his family used their spa a lot in the winter. He just turned it up a little bit warmer. They were in it all the time, exercising, hanging out, relaxing at night. Yeah. And he really didn't notice that much of a difference on his electric bill.
It didn't do. I'll tell you what. I'd love to know but it's just the same as it. My electric bill's always high.
Yeah.
It's high if I have no swim spa, a little hot tub. It's always high. When I had nothing, it's high then too.
All right. So I think we got everything for now.
I have one thing I'd like to add.
Oh, sorry.
We see a lot of questions, and we see a lot of the same questions, and I know that the owner's manual is daunting and sometimes dry reading. But guys, if you read that owner's manual over, it will make your life a little easier. All the answers that we always get asked are always in there, and I'm not saying we don't want to answer them, but you see the same patterns over and over again, and it's all in there, and it's really well done. So read in there, and it will tell you most of what you need to know. There'll be stuff that maybe the way it was written you don't grasp or something like that. That's going to be totally normal. Clarify. Ask us anytime. I mean, there was the woman with the cover in Florida.
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I mean, she just watches the lives. She sent the nicest note, and it was in my message requests, and I felt bad. I didn't answer her for like a month and a half, and that's not like me. I don't do that. Sometimes if I don't see something, I don't see it, but we're getting a lot. But it was like a month and a half old, and she wanted help with the cover, and she wasn't having, real good luck. And, I was able to help her and get her on the right track, and it has nothing to do with us, but we're happy to help. Mike Leahy helps everybody in the owners group. Reach out to Master. Customer service is fantastic, but read the manuals, call customer service. You're welcome to ask us anything. We're always here. And it's time. This is finally what we've been waiting for in the Northeast. It's gorgeous out.
Yeah.
Time to have some fun.
Real quickly, Kaylee, if you purchase from a swim spa blowout sale, you do have, those are dealers. You are purchasing from a dealer who set up that event. So if you look on your contract, there should be a phone number that you can call with questions, and they anytime they have an event, there should be some kind of support on the back end, so there should be a service tech somewhere in your area. If not, you can always, if you're not able to get in touch with them, just shoot Master Spa's customer service a message, and they can give you the info that you need. All right. So we are totally excited, and so is Chris. He just said thank you, Chris. We're totally psyched to be out in Knoxville, in Tennessee in 2 weeks. It's going to be June 8th, Wednesday, normal Facebook Live time. And we're going to be at Chris's house. We say his last name wrong, so we apologize, but we think it's Hoops.
Chris, can you spell it out so we know? Like when you a dictionary that tells you how to pronounce everything properly in there, so we don't keep butchering your name, dude.
But we will be in touch with you too before that, so we can get some details out to you, and we're really excited. So in 2 weeks, June 8th, Wednesday, Master Spa's Facebook Live at our first Facebook Live contest winner. Will be at his home looking at his Challenger 19. It's pronounced like took, so it's hoop. Maybe hoop. All right. Awesome. So everyone have a great night. I know. Well, yeah. All right. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, everybody.
Bye, everybody.